incredibly strong pick, ton of self peel. It makes it kind of difficult for Loud to go for a lot of these guard compositions that they tend to try and go towards.
ジェイスとランブルバンされましたよ。
Rumble ban is interesting as well in that a lot of the Loud fans
この
talk
最強
about
チャンピオンみたい
how
が
they play Rumble apparently. I don't know whether that's true or if it's just a meme, but
ちょっと
certainly
ID とパ
something
スワード
that
変
Gam
更
was batting against Loud, but perhaps didn't need to.
する予定です。
It is going to be that side you've talked about as the
じわ
first
ちゃろっ
pick,
と
but it does mean things like the Jarvan wide open, which can be very high priority. Things like your Orianna as well
出ま
towards
した
mid
これ
lane
は。
that can be absolute power picks, and then of course the Renekton.
Yeah, I mean,
お
for Croc, but not for Croc.
勝率が非常に低いワニさん先ですきた。そして当然ゾヤを取られたので中を
early game skirmish composition that you're setting up for. You can play around the Rakan and that Renekton, specifically around that early Rift Tower, try and play towards that. But also, like, you can set up really
い
well
や
that
ソ
if
ロ
you
レ
want to try and go
ー
for
ン
an
ミッドト
Orianna
ッ
pick
プの
on
最
this
強チャンピオン
next
ジェイス
rotation
ラ
where
ンド
you've
ルを
got
ちゃんとバーンしてますよ。
complete balls and different systems already, which can
こ
be
れ
very,
昨日
very
の
good. But it is
DFM
already kind of a composition
の
where
試
you
合を
want
見
to
て
try
ま
and
した
get
ね。
ahead in the early stages because Renekton wants to be
ジ
coming
ェイ
in
ス
off
と
the
ランドル
flank.
が
Hand
最
hand
強
as
チャンピオ
well.
ンであると
Vision control is going to be a
みん
very
な分
big
かってます
thing I'll be watching out for Loud coming into this game.
Yeah, to be honest, and the topic of ball delivery
ワ
as
ニ
well,
相手
I
は
wouldn't actually hate it on
カ
PSG
サ
on
ン
this
テ
side.
が
Got the Rel and the Xayah, they certainly lean towards that
よ
team
く出され
fight,
て
but
ますね。
looks like a jungle pick might be the call instead for PSG.
ジャーバ
And again, the
確か
Jarvan
に見ない
certainly
のは
fits
ナ
into
メ
that
プ。
sort of circle comp that we were talking about before.
Well, I'm actually kind of curious then what the answer is here for Root, because I mean, if you think about it, we were saying, hey, Orianna going to be really good, but if you're going to take the Jarvan, you can't really go for that for Tinones, because you've got Jarvan
チェメンも初日に出されてたかなベネクトン相手に。
And even for Root, a lot of those like self-heal lady carries, the only one that's available right now is Ezreal, right?
勝つための最善のバンピック。
Go for the Sivir, but again, like, yes, you can
シビア。
self-shield the damage, but you're still going to get locked in this little corner. So I'd actually probably prefer an Ezreal pick up here. I know it doesn't work particularly well into a lot of tanks, but Jarvan at the moment, as you said, is kind of going Gore Drinker, Spear of Shojin.
ワ
So
クワクし
not
ます
exactly
ね。
the
シビアが出てきましたよ。
I
こ
will
れ
say,
カサン
the
テ
one
バンで
big
した。
benefit of the Sivir is if they're all going to group up in circles, Siv's going to if you're not in
昨日
that
はレ
circle
ネ
at
ク
the
トン
start,
に
you're
対
going to
し
shred
対
through
して
them.
カサンテが
So
出
it's
てき
going
て
to be down to positioning, and I have to say, Root's been
とても
good on the positioning side of things. Like,
活躍してました
he looked
カサン
fantastic
テ
in
が
his first series, hoping to see a similar performance
ワ
today.
ールズを見ると
Cannon is
プ
something
レイ
we've
した
seen
くなる
against
気
the
持ち
Renekton
わかり
already.
ま
I
す。
believe that was actually playing it, in
Was,
fact.
yeah.
ケネン
Absolute
バン、
decimation
まあ
of the
ケ
top
レン
side,
相手も
I think
レネクトンは
very
大変
reasonable
でしょうから
Yeah, I'm curious exactly what Ozzy wants to go for.
Baan
We still have things
していきます。
like the Jackson that are up and available. This is most played
レーニングが
summer, so maybe
悲しいですよ。
back
俺
towards that or maybe
ケネン
Levin
相
actually
手は
found a way.
今のケネン自体がたくさんバフをもらっててすごい強いので
I wouldn't be surprised to see like a Sejuani ban
無
coming
限
through
に
here
ス
as
ターしてき
well
ます。
from PSG just
こ
to
の
try and get rid of
この
more
チャン
of
ピ
the
オン。
front line because I think that's the last
そ
big
して
thing
リー
that's
シン
missing
バ
here
ン
is that like definitive engage tool.
リーシン対ジャーバンは1対1でリーシンの方が
follow up, but
有利なので
don't want to see like Rakan being your main engage.
リーシンの Q をジャーバンの E 中で撃ち落とすのはちょっと無理ですから
We'll have to see where they're going to go here. Loud, again, we're wanting to see
そして
priority. We're wanting to see
ジャッ
ways
ク
for
スを
them to
バン
find
し
an
セジュアニ
advantage, to find a way to push PSG. Sejuani is certainly a champion that can find you that early presence.
中のインジケーター表示今まで
It'll be able to like kind of match a lot of the early clear coming
そうか
through from the
射程が見えるようになったということですか わかりやすくなっていいですね
So I like it. I think it gives you strong front line, and that's typically what Sivir's going to need. And especially as well,
嬉しいですよ
it's interruption for the flag and drag that Jarvan's going to be going for, right? If he
ちょっ
tries
と
to go in,
パッチが新しくなってからまだプレイできてないんですけれども
just try and peel for this back line. But we're going to have the Nico coming in on the opposite side, so PSG talent going
僕は
back
ちゃん
towards
とリーシ
composition
ン
that they worked in game number
リーシン
one
にして
now.
おきました
This is where we kind of saw
2台見えてます
eyes where they weren't as coordinated
デ
as
ジ
they
デ
would
ジ
like
障
to
子
be.
まで
Communication
ちょっ
was
と
off.
今度
So
使って
coming
み
into
た
this,
時
I
に
want to see
見てみよう
PSG talent be significantly stronger when it comes
あ
towards
りが
hey,
とうございます
we are setting up
情
for
報
objectives, we are coming in at the same time. But you also have to be
皆さん
careful
から
outside.
いろいろ
One of the
情
big
報をいた
things
だ
we
け
saw
て
is when
嬉しい
making
です
the
よ
fighting picks on this Nico,
Yeah.
you need to keep
ニート
keep
先
counting
出
your
しで
minions,
レネクト
keep
に
your
対
sides
して
warring,
な
so maybe can't find those options.
Yeah. Quite a few big
な
pop
対面
losses
も
as well, and
い
it's
や
like
そう
they won. They looked like
レンジ
decent
相手
winning, even
嫌
without
ですよ
having
これは
perfect coordination. Imagine if they do get that together. It's a terrifying thing to go up against. The Gnar as well, another circle to play with. On the other side now, Loud, they've got to grab a mid laner. Orianna's still up. Azir still
最後
up.
ミ
These
ッドレ
control
ーン
mages
何を出
could
す
be
か
the
です
answer.
ね
But like you said before, with the Jarvan, with a Rel on the enemy team, if you get out of position, it can be dangerous. In fact,
チ
it's
ーム
gonna
は
be that
サイオン
later.
で叩きのめ
And
します
I don't mind the Talia here. I mean, Talia is still incredibly strong. And again, it's just kind of like a, hey, I want to try to control your engage. You can have these here that's a bit more
今のリーグオブレジェンズドリンク持ちチャンピオンがたくさんいるので、タリアの石畳がかなり強いです。石畳の上でブリンクするとスタンされるようになった変更が結構前にあって、それからタリアとんでもないですよ、このチャンピオン。
When you've got Talia and also having this Sivir as well, like Loud, if they can get to the late game, are going to do so much damage.
あれ強すぎると思います、僕も。
That's one thing that Sivir offers more than almost any other AD carry really is the late game. Like one ricochet in the late game,
あれでスタンか、スタンになるから。
To play up against. I'm liking the look of what Loud bring to the
いや
table.
強いんですよ、タリア本当に。刺さる相手には本当に強いですから。
Doesn't really matter what time we're in the game. Those ults combined is going to be terrifying.
Yeah, and I think that's the big one coming into this. I feel like for PSG talent, using those ults, they can play for early skirmishes, really try and play off of the presence that you have in the mid lane. Because while Talia is decent in trying to dictate fights and keeping people from using a lot of those dashes, in lane she's still pretty vulnerable.
ザヤも大人気ですね。ザヤ性能自体も悪くないし、やっぱりウルトの安心感がありますよ。あ、いいの、射程も伸びたのか。タリア強いです。
From MSI, Loud looking for revenge for the 2-0 they received just a few months ago.
PSG 対ラウド。
Great in their first series. Can they face their demons?
始まりました。
I mean, this is such a
ニーコもかなりギアが高いですね。バンにされなかったらすぐに出てきますよ。ニーコというチャンピオン。レーンも強いし、集団戦もうまくやれば、あとは相手の意識をニーコに咲かせる、これがすごい強いと思いますよ。常にミニオンの数警戒していないといけません。その代わりスケーリング性能はちょっと低めでした。
reminiscent, but I'm also looking to as that sort of mid-jungle 2v2
WCS を
there's a lot of
完成しているところでございます。ちょっとタイガーが小さいので大きくしますね。
Yeah, I think as well just the amount of damage and one shot potential you have from late as you start to get towards like even half an item.
これでいいでしょう。WCS 見ていきますよ。これ URL 貼った方がいいか。YouTube のコメント欄に貼っていきましょう。ルーンはナーがフリートですね。タリアはフェイズラッシュ、みんなフェイズラッシュ持ってます。ニーコは水星。一応僕はここで見てます。ちょっと怪しい URL ではないので。
You're checking out the website, but I'm checking out this bottom lane right now, especially as the level 2 spike comes in. Woody will get out with his life, but Root and Seos have been fantastic. Their first series, I mean, Root got pentakill, like.
見ていきましょう。ナーはメガナーになると体力回復できるので、かなりレーン維持性能は高いです。いや、ニーコ射程長いですね。
It was mostly Wacko for me, to be perfectly honest. Like, not respecting the level 2s being hit, pushing up too far.
あと、ニーコはダメージもすごいんですよ、このチャンピオン。
Find advantages or even push him out of lane early, so we get to go for early resets. So coming into this, if Root and Seos can have that same performance, as you can already see,
ダメージもとんでもなく出ますから。
getting some hurt down on Woody, like that's going to be an issue for PSG.
メイン強者ですね。先出し性能が高い。これダイブできるか。ちょっとやりきりました。アイス。セジャインローフラッシュですね。まあ、トップレーは苦しくなりましたけれども、ジャングルはジャーマンがかなりアドバンテージ得ましたよ。CS も2キャンプ分買ってるし、1キル取れました。
So, action-packed start already. That's what we like to see. And honestly, that's what we wanted to see from Loud. We were talking about early.
春スタートですな。
And I love
なおカル買いましたよ。やっぱカルなんですわ。プラス180ゴールドが今確定しました。ナイス。いや、購入するだけで180ゴールドもらえる最強アイテムがまさか存在するとは。
パッチ
13.20 でトランアイテムが超絶バフされたので、カルスタート対トランアイテムではちょっと連戦苦しいです。皆さん連戦勝ちたかったらトランアイテムで序盤のアドバンテージを手に入れましょう。トランアイテム120、30ゴールド分ぐらいステータス的に強くなってますから。
Yeah, and I think that's going to kind of continue here. You can see Croc has to back away. Level advantage for Junja, although Croc does go in, but
he doesn't believe in backing away. He's living up to the Renekton in his
非常にはリコールしているビークリスタルだけ持ってますね。ジャーバーはまだリコールしてないと。ジャングルのキャンプ差はとんでもないですよ。レベル差もあるから1対1でセジャーニがフラッシュないので死にます。中のフラッシュ惜しい。ちょっとシビアにダブルバフ入っちゃったけど、まあ1-2、いや1-1トレードでラカのフラッシュも取ったと。セジャーに全然ファームできてません。じゃあレベル5、ジャングルのレベル差が2ありますよ。トップはちょっと CS 差がありますけれども、最初のタイムが響いてますか。セジャーニ君頑張ってファームしてレベル追いつこう。ザヤはこのウェーブでリコールしますね。これうまくダイブしましたね。レネクトのフラッシュ強化 W 動けません。セジャーニレネクトの強化 W でオートアタック3回分なので、セジャーニの E のスタンのスタックが4個中3個たまりますね。そしてすぐにスタンをセジャーニのスタンでナーは何もできずやられました。ラカンの素晴らしいフラッシュですよ。ジャーマンの Q を見てからフラッシュしましたよ。これがプロの反応速度ですか。助けてみんな。トップレーナーがいじめられてる。メガナーになれます。
Robo's been kicked out of the fight. Maple is behind enemy lines right now. He's not level 4.
ミークのウルト決まった。ナイス。いや強いです。こういう戦い。
Robo just about able to get out, but they left it too long. Maple able to come across. Great
ミーク
positioning.
のフラッシュ R で2キル。取ってきました。ナイス。
I've got to be honest on this one. So far. If we've got two Crocs on the side allowed, then we've got
これトップのウェーブを仕切らないといけないんじゃないですか。ウェーブプッシュされてたので、今回ナーのプッシュウェーブになっちゃってると思うんですよ。なのでリコールをやめてナーはトップのプッシュですね。しないとウェーブ終わってしまうので。
Yeah, it does feel a little bit like they're playing Knifey Spoony. Unfortunately, PSG has the knife, but Bruise wants to see what he can do. Takes a scoop out of Wacko, but that's about it. But the problem is that, again, PSG talent, they have the advantages. 3 kills onto Junja. He's now in behind.
Look at this Cataclysm.
ジャーボの素晴らしいガンクルートですよ。シビアのフラッシュを取りました。ナイス。ブリングガールチャンピオンはブリングガール青川チームのジャングルチャンピオンはあの場所から壁を通ってダンクするっていうルートがありますね。レクサイなんかは有名で、あとはヘクスフラッシュを持ったポッピーなんかはよくあの場所からダンクしてました。ジャーマンでやるのはちょっと僕初めて見ましたけれども、素晴らしいダンクでシビアのフラッシュがなくなりました。トップはレネクトンがかなり有利を取っているのでヘラルドも当然取れますな。
thinking back to MSI. Hang on, we could have a
ス
steal.
ティールさえされなければ取れますが
Just gonna walk forwards and take the herald away. It's daylight robbery.
スティールされるんですわ
Junja gets the herald, and Ajo wants some kills as well. Pop Blossom but Croc flashes out
セジャーニ
safety.
のフラッシュレネクトもウルトなくなりました
On this one, the slow comes out.
こんにちはです
They can
韓
chase
国
this one
熊津浦さん
down. Robo has flash available.
レッドさん
And he
こん
will
にちは
walk
どう
away
も
with his life. So no kills for the
WCS 見てますよ
herald for
PSG
PSG.
対ラウド
Frog, just hop out. Just leave. But I do have that, like, at
ダメ
what point does
ずんだも
Croc
ちスタンプ
become
感謝で
At
す
this stage, 3 kills going across. Rift Herald stolen his
いや
face.
ードラゴンヘラルドバロンすべて敵にリーシュさせてラストヒットを奪っていくこれが最高効率です ジャーバーさんコスパがいいですよスマイト途中だけでヘラルドが取れちまうんだ
Series continues how it started. I've got to know what that solo queue idea will become. Robo trying to push this in. I keep calling him Robo because I'm casting with you.
It's okay. Oshi did the exact same the other day. I was like,
何も起こりませんね
You're hanging out with a Rob all day, it becomes hard to
ラウ
say
ド頑張って
Robo.
ます CS は結構負けてます
So
けれど
far,
も
so good for PSG. Let's take another look at this beautiful stuff.
頑張ってますよ
yeah, I mean, really nice.
チームのために
And again,
CS を犠牲にして
yeah, like they're trying to burst it with the
頑張ってます
the combo with the Sejuani passive, but they just
でも
barely mess it up. Great smite, and then the
い
ult
や
coming
こ
through
れ
as well. So
メ
really
ガナ
nice
ーと
and
ニー
fun.
コがこういう狭いところでのファイトすごい強いですよ
Get some vision, spot out exactly
本
where
日の
Jarvan is,
初
but
見感謝
at
で
this
す
stage,
ムブ
you
ネコ
haven't
さん
had to trade the dragon for the Rift Herald because you sold him for
ただいま
Still got
WCS 観戦
control
中で
over this mid lane as well, because Maple has that extra kill, so I wouldn't be surprised if
Jarvan
they play
が
happy with mid lane
敵
and
に
then try and lean that into
敵のヘラルドを
Oh, yep. Junja just
スマイトで
flying
奪った
straight
ところです
into it. No flash
彼はノー
available,
フラッシュ
nowhere to go.
いやジャーバンの強さが出てますよこのブリンクがないフラッシュがない相手に対してウルトで囲む
Tango bar
もう
blast,
逃げられません
in that case, it's just a case of cataclysm and the follow for Maple. And now with the push and bot
い
side,
やージャ
there's
ー
the
バンが
dragon
ゲ
play,
ームを支配してますが
It looks like you're still having Loud trying to contest it with Croc, but sorry, with Sales. But I think he just easily picked this up as PSG talent.
You'd think so at this
あ
point.
れ
And
こ
we-
の
you
ジャ
know,
ン
we
グルは
started
エドワード・ゲーミング
talking
の
about Junja and
ジャングル
Maple
ですか
versus Croc and Tino, and so
元
far that's been
ETG の
heavily
ジャングルの
in
ジュン
PSG
ジアさんですか
favor. But the side lane
もしかして
actually- oh, in fact, yeah, the jungle
や
matchup
けに
is,
うまいと思ったらそういうことですか
1,500 got up in jungle. You don't see that very often, honestly. Phenomenal start to the game.
ジャーバン刺さってますカリアもブリンクがないシビアもブリンクありません
You can see big old CS lead for Robo in the top side with that kill as well. Root in a similar situation where even in CS, but he has that kill on the board, and that is really going to be the shining light for Loud.
I think the problem is though it's going to be easier to try and move that pressure around the map for PSG.
ありがとうございます
Already saw that quick kill in mid. All right, cool. Now
喜んでいただけ
Maple
て
has
何より
a
です
little bit of an advantage for himself. He can push in, start to drift down to bot sides, threaten a lot of the dives. And even at the moment, because Junja's going to go for this reset.
ジャーバンが CS さん20セジャーニにつけてますよジャーバン1コアできるんじゃないかさすがにできましたねジャーバンコアドリンカー完成ですよセジャーニがバーミシンダーしか持ってないのにジャングルの戦闘力が全く違いますドラゴンも PSG が取ってますいやーこれジャングルのレベル差装備差がフラッシュはないうまくやればダイブできるということですかウェーブを仕込んでセジャニがセジャニさんありがとうセジャーニのパッシブセジャーニの強み出てますフェイスチェックの時にパッシブがあればかなりダメージ軽減できるのでセジャーニというチャンピオンダメージを受けるまではしばらくスローを受けずに耐久力が高いっていうパッシブを持ってますから
defensive maneuver. Look at this. Woody and Junja just go back into the same spot again. The CC chain not even.
わあ素晴らしい素晴らしいです
Doesn't work twice. Sure, look, we'll give it a third time. See what happens. Like the fact that PSG eventually managed to pull off the least covert operation I've
こ
ever
の
seen.
CC チェーンでラカ何もできずラカのウルトもなくなりましたこれシビアがボットの CS 食べに行けないですよだいぶのプレッシャー なる。
Straight up brute force going full Shrek, just saying, I'm
セ
bigger
ジャーニ
than
が
you.
カバーしないと。
Just running at them. And I've got to say, I'm really surprised at the pace of this game and the way
ああ、
PSG
これ
are
ワー
playing.
ドでジャーバンが見えたので、
Patient, slow gaming.
シビアは安心してボットの CS を食べられますね。
large portion of that was, hey, I want them to take a slower round objective.
セジャーニの食べ物がないんですけど、
Loud who've kind of been fumbling that a little.
ワードさされてて全部見えてます。
Also overextending in towards like enemy jungles when they have to, but I mean this ward is doing work. Like you have to know they're still in the area and just make a mistake from
まあでもこれにニーコのウルトが、ニーコのフラッシュがなくなりました。まあまあまあ。マインさん TP してきたけど何も起こらないと思います。 ナーはトリニティフォースを購入予定ですね。
And give the opportunity for Ozzy to just get a bit of farm without having the Renekton in the lane. He'll be able to crash this one, get a nice reset for himself, pick up his Triforce off the back of it.
セジャーニは何買うんだろうあれ、初手アイテム。
They still get the advantages that they needed. Wacko even on the
ちょっとわからないな。
was considering making a play towards Wacko, but
素材だけ見るとランドゥイン多めに見えますけれども、初手で買うとは思えませんし。 いや、ジャングルのゴールド差が2000ゴールド差。
You know, we were kind of talking about Junja behind
とん
the
で
scenes,
もない
saying
で
like
す。
sometimes he goes a bit too far, sometimes the team's not on the same page. We've got to keep an eye on him today. Well, clearly he's had his Weetabix this morning because he is on fire.
I mean, Gordricker now completed, going up here against Robo. He wants to fight though. He wants to get onto Maple. Sun's the
レベル11のレネクトンはかなり戦闘力高いですよ。いくら育っているジャーバンとはいえ。
Being the one that has to retreat in the end, not wanting to use the Cataclysm, not wanting to use the Pop Blossom because they need those.
ウルトがある時のレネクトンは少数戦とても強いですから。
and that is a massive win for Loud.
これレネクトンパワーでヘラルド取れますよ。 ナイス。
Even when you look at the bot side, yes, Ozzy's in a position to start threatening that bot, but not really there to get the wave in fast enough to really make that Tin Owns can even TP down if he wants to.
ドラゴン30秒です。
But he's not really in a position to do so.
でもヘラルド取らんだけどミッドの弾をかなり削れたしボットもフリーで殴れてますよ。これボットタワー割れますか。ミニオンが借りますね。割れます。
And Robo's like, look, I know you don't want to use your ults. You
こ
know
れ
you
は
don't want to
かな
use
り
your ults.
TSG が有利。
I'm just going to 2v1 you.
かなり有利。ミッドも割られますね。素晴らしいプレッシャーのかけ方だと思います。 フラッシュはある。フラッシュを使わせたいということでしょう。まあ、レルはやられましたけど。 またラカンのウルトがなくなりましたね。ラカンのウルトとシビアのフラッシュ、ウルトがなくなった。
Robo could have swapped up towards the top lane, but it ended up being a case of like PSG talent got their wins, but it's when they tried to overextend off the back of that, that's where it came back. And again, needed to be patient. They tried to go on towards Root, see if they can pick him off before
これドラゴンいけません。
giving over those kills. Loud though, not
無理です、このドラゴン取るのは。
because of
いやー、TSG 非常に順調。非常に順調。
get 2 towers on that top side. You showed that wall.
Yeah, great moment for the camera to come down to Azure there. He was looking
ヘラルドの力を使ってドットのセカンドタワーを破壊したので、タリアとセジャーニに300円ずつぐらい入りました。
couple of plays in a row now that are starting to feel a bit loud favoured. Still an advantage for PSG, and I will say, Infernal Soul on the cards this game, worth mentioning.
さすがに
In all kinds of trouble. There's the stun, the follow-up sales. It's beautiful, and it's another kill for Robo.
レネクノンフラッシュ。レネクトンなノンフラッ
And
シ
this is going to be another turret going across the Loud as well. So the last few passenger plays, I mean, PSG fumble one, and immediately Loud are trying to use that tempo advantage to pick off so many different members. Need someone to go up and cover that top side though. PSG moving several members down here to cover the.
バロンが2分30秒。
They will end up losing that wave in the top end.
And it does feel a little bit dangerous for
ゴールド
PSG,
差。
the big
ゴールド差
advantage that they've got
1500。
in this game at this point
で
is
も
the
見た目以上にドラゴンを2つ取られてるのが結構見た目のゴールド差以上に大きいですよ。
And this is the thing, like you were in a position here as PSG talent where you can just fall back and track, right? You've got the pick, you've got the vision.
いやー、ジャーバンの逃げるルートもうまいですね。ちゃんと安全な範囲でプレーをしていると。
Resilience as I said, Juani wait from the bush. And then as well, because Loud have the advantage off of, hey, we've just killed a couple of your
CC
guys.
チェンがお上手です。
Well, now we can start to make plays.
レネクトのスタンの小梶から切れるのに合わせてラカンの W を入れていく。
Now it's on PSG to try and fight back here. They have the double TPs. They have the opportunity now to try and make some plays and see if they can take back that tempo from Loud.
See if they can get control of this one. Croc moving in to challenge a little bit. He's got some items now. He's not quite as afraid of Junja as he was once. Junja going a little bit sideways, and so is Croc.
セジャに登るとセジャに登ると初めて見たかこの試合そんなことないか
Yeah, you were only focused on the blue ball.
でもジャンルルずっと敵に入られて場所がバレてるし成長もできてないのでセジャニさんランクさせませんね全部場所バレてる
Maple could be in trouble here. Honestly, the pop pulse gonna have to be channeled. Maple walks away with his life, and now TP coming in.
レネクトフラッシュありませんやっちゃってください
This out forever. Look at him go, trying to escape.
やっちゃいましょう
Robo hops over his head as Junja flies in, but Robo's over the wall. But so's the rest of PSG. It's a 5-man play towards Robo to shut down the Croc.
PSG Talon were so easily collapsing. Like no push in mid, no real push on bot side. Like yeah, you get Terra, but they easily clap. And now it's Loud who are in
こん
trouble
にちは
again.
ですオールマンデーさんこれは PSG がかなり優勢でしょう
Trying to wait for the spell shield, but Root, the reaction.
PSG がかなり優勢
The waited, the patience is perfect.
優勢なんですけれども
Will actually run away with his life somehow. In
ニ
the
ーコが
meantime,
生きられれば
the CC chain coming through. The spell shield's on cooldown.
PSG 優勢
grabs the shutdown for himself.
シャットダウン獲得
And Seos is still running around the jungle. He will finally be
あ
found
や
out. And that's 2 kills for the side of PSG and a tower on top.
Nice job. PSG Talon. We said we needed them to find picks
ゴールド
to
差
get
もあ
that
る
advantage
し
again. And immediately
ドラゴンの差もある
and
し
then they start the TP. Nice job from them to actually get the opportunity to pick off
ただ
Root as
集団
well.
戦
Now the map is theirs. Like everything they want to do, get the vision that they need. Get
集団戦のやり方次第でまだ
PSG Talon can now start to
まだ
smother
全然
Loud, go for this third dragon.
シャットダウン持ってますから PSG 側がかなり
You've nobody there. Like why are
それ
you
回
trying
収
to
できれば
press
全
this
然
when
ひ
you
っくり
already
返
know
る
every one of
差ではあ
PSG
ると
Talon trying to
思います
get to that top side. Root
セジャニノーフラッシュ
does a great job here against Maple, knows there's no ultimate on Maple, which is why he's playing so far
いやーラカウルト中のラカをニーコがうまく止めましたよスネアでここも2人にスネアを入れていく
Bramble Barb hits, immediately follows up, and then it's easy pickings there with the amount of damage that they have.
The fact that Maple's able to get both of them with Tangle Barbs there, maximum range, and then the extended route because it hits the first target.
ザヤ通行ナボリ
From
クラーケン
Maple, it's a great TP flank to start, and it's a great bit of mechanics to finish it off as well. PSG, just when it felt like they were starting to lose control of the game, they get a couple of plays in a row, and now,
ドラゴン
with Drake
25秒
spawning
で
in
す
20 seconds, it feels like they're the ones in control once
当然先に視界を取れるのは PSG ですね
There's so many opportunities here.
勝ってるチームが先にリコールして先にドラゴンとかバロンの視界を取れるので負けてるチームがそれを奪い返すのすごい大変ですよ
Lean back, make sure there's no real way for Loud to come in again. Remember what we said about Loud? They want multiple angles of attack and they're not getting them.
Woody's flying.
惜しい
Kind of gone wide on his initial engage here. He's low on
まあレルのエンゲージが外れてしまってちょっと話が変わってくるかこれは
That wasn't patient or slow, Munch.
ちょっと話が変わってきます
They're going, and here's the TP. Robo's in behind them. They don't know.
この TP は見えてるか気づいてるかこれあ話が変わってくるこの集団戦は
Robo shredding health bars.
話が
I'm not sure he's long
シャットダウン全部回収されてる
wall up and he'll hop over the wall. But Robo, he is taking over the
誰
rim
か
right now.
Loud is hit a post 20 minutes and they're starting to come alive, Munch. They've managed to get those picks, they get the kills, they're getting their first dragon. And all off the back of just over-aggression from PSG. Woody
いやーこれ
towards Root and the entire
レルのエンゲージがかわされちゃって
This, like, X team is
レルが何もできず死亡
Immediately the other team gets
そして5 対4でレネクトの TP の場所が素晴らしかったんですねあれ気づけてなかったのかな多分
tries to go for the engage. He thinks he's going to have the narc
まあ
coming in.
これ戦闘中に気づくのちょっと難しいですけれども
And that's where the problem starts to come in. So there's not that pincer maneuver that they thought they're going to have. And as long
このコントロールワードへの TT はミニマップで見えるんですけど 普通の知恵をトリンケットに対する GP は自分でマップをたくさん動かして視界がないところのマップを見れば敵の GP が飛んでるのは分かるんですけど、ミニマップ見ただけだと確認できないので、あのレネクトの GP バレてなかった可能性があります。サングラスプリンスさんどうも。ラウド対 PSG がかなり有利だったんですけれども、ラウドが集団戦で下トラウンを大量に回収した上でドラゴンを取ったので、全然わかんないんですよこの試合。かなり PSG 優勢だったのが崩れました。
I mean, the biggest issue for them there was just lack of controlling vision behind them. They hadn't done their due diligence in clearing out the wards. So as long as Loud are able to keep this pressure up, though, they should be in a good spot at this stage. I mean, Root's going to clear out every single wave that comes his way. Same with Tinones. So it becomes a little bit easier to shove mid, play for sides. Robo cut out a little bit here.
Yeah, it's got a lot of damage into the Croc. Junja doesn't even get his shield broken there.
いや難しい。このナーっていうチャンピオンがメガナーのゲージを調整する必要があるので、今ゲージが非常にいい状態です。集団戦始まったらすぐにメガナーになれるんですけど、ニートのウルトを4人に決めて素晴らしいんですけれども、シリアが相当ダメージディールしてる。まずい。シリアが完全にフリーです。シリアがですね、本当にフリーディールでした。ニーコムのウルトが4人に入ったんですけど、ナーの合流がちょっと遅れてエルと、いや5人に入ったのかニーコ入ったんですけど、こういう狭いところのファイト、シビアの W が敵全員に跳ね返ってとんでもないダメージ出してたでしょ。いやーこれもう全然有利不利ひっくり返っちゃったな。シリア3個はできちゃった。ひっくり返ってしまった。試合が勝った2回の集団戦でゴールドグラフがひっくり返ってる様子が分かりますよ。PSG 圧倒的有利だったのがもうラウドがちょっとゴールド有利取ってます。
Massive performance on day one, 2 solo kills, a pentakill in his first game, then coming in being a massive performer for Robo actually.
マニさんなら死なないはず。助けて誰か。死にましたけれども相手全部使いましたよスキル。あいやー、シリアが死んでしまうと話が別とダメージ出しきれません。いやニーコとナーのこの CC どうしようもないな。範囲がでかすぎる。範囲がでかすぎて避けられません。
Once the spell shield's down from Root, it's an easy pickup for PSG talent.
いやレネクトにかなりリソースを使いましたから。メガナーのゲージ管理がとてもお上手ですね。集団戦の時に毎回ゲージ調整してますよ。
locks them down, but watch the spell shield on Root. He ends up using it on this stun there from Woody, which means that when
ニーコ見えないんですよ。相手して見えないものには反応できない。大きい。これがニーコがバンされる理由ですか。
Negative on the Baron power play for Loud for a second there. 10 seconds on Infernal.
そうですね。シビアが生き残れるか、それにかかってる。
Root's cleanse is about to come back up. No flash available, so this Sivir going to be significantly more.
シビアを守りたい。守りたいけど、ニーコ相手に ADC を守るのは簡単ではない。セジャーニトラカンの2つレディアントバーツがある。
find ways to separate Talon so they don't just go for that big play.
Both AD carries on 3 items, but crucially, Root has
いや、
the
全
stopwatch
然わからない
in there as well.
勝敗が
That could be
集団戦のやり方次第で
monumental in this fight.
全部変わってくる
Trying to make his way in to see if he can get onto that back line.
You also got the stopwatches available for the Nico and the Talia as well, so you have to be careful with who you decide to go for here. The longer Loud can play this though, the more opportunities they have for Root to try and get that up.
ジャーバはフローズンハート買う予定ですね。シビアのオートアタックのスピードを少しでも
Okay, he's got a little pocket.
遅くしようということですか？
Quite happy in his little corner there. Ginger getting out with his life. That's going to be Weaver's wall on cooldown.
Look at where Aji is at the moment though. Control over bot side, he's going to start to push in. This gives him an opportunity to try and flank Loud, which is why they're trying to play into
どうなりますかこれ？
pockets where they
どうなりますか？
have no vision for PSG, but it's giving PSG the opportunity to take control of River, push them back, and then have those opportunities
ザヤだ
to
け
get angles
ミ
of
ッド
attack
プッシュ
onto
しに行きました
Yeah, I like this from Ajit as well. He's left
その
up the minions
処理
there,
に
so
シ
he's
ビアが
waiting
今
to
入っ
stack
てま
up.
す今は
Now
戦えま
starts
せん
that
よ
slow push.
シビアがウェーブを処理してから
From Ajit, as he's joined the team.
合流し
He's
ます
about to turn mini now. They need to get this Drake before Ajit
で
turns
も
into
これ
that mini four.
セジャーに近づけなんじゃないのかいやスマイトバトルです
Beautiful combo with
ジャー
the
バンが
feathers
勝
and
利
the
と
smite to take the Drake. And now a pop blossom onto the backside. Junja dives onto Root as well. The stopwatch comes
いや
in
ニー
Robo.
コのウルトはシビアが CU で防いだかな防いだけどジャーバンのスキル
To the ground. Junja
全
looking
部
for
食らい
more
シビア死亡
Robo has gone down, but Ajit
ジャーバン最強
looking for Tino.
4人に囲まれて全員倒してるんですけどこのチャンピオン 何ですかこれ
PSG
あいや
PSG Talon are able to take control of River, they take control of the Dragon.
いやシビアのスペルシールド1つじゃ足りないよ3個ぐらいないと防ぎきれない
They can crack open the base here and just be able to reset in time for Baron and Miss time as well. Set up all this gorgeous vision on this top side. This
いやー
becomes
ジャーバ
really
ン
difficult now for
ジャーバンがシビア倒しきっちゃったな
So back and forth right from the word go. A minute until Baron spawns onto the map. There's no way PSG can end the game right here, so they'll just take that mid inhib and retreat once more. But soul point now for PSG.
再び
and they can start to
PSG 有
build
利です
control around that Baron area.
Yeah, it's just
超人パワー出てますか
unfortunate. They actually had no big
スキルがどんどん
as you start to commit,
回りますよ
keep him Robo
何回でもスキル打てる
goes in onto Wacko, but look at Root, right? This is everything has been blown by Loud.
レネクトンが敵3人にプレッシャーをかけている
Maple, but just sets up for Junja. Actually, I think the flag might have cancelled the spell shield there.
いやーこれはどうしようもないが
completely caught out of position.
ゾーリャが終わるタイミングでちょうどジャーバンの Q 入れてましたしノックアップ直後にウルトでとどめとこれフラッシュのタイミングなかったのかなシビアが 多分
He's part of our featured matchup presented by Mercedes.
ゾーリャの終わり際にちょうど CC 重ねるとフラッシュ打てないですからフラッシュを打てなくなるギリギリちょうどのタイミングでジャーバンの血を当てていた可能性があります
I mean, Maple's such a legend in the PCS. This guy's been around for such a long period of time, and the fact now that he's stepping up still at this stage, especially
こ
on
れ
Nico,
カイザヤはブラッドサースターですね
first day of games as well for PSG Talon.
プロの技フェイカーさんもやってましたよ
Just going somewhere with that.
セジャミさん今のウルトは一体
Coming back to it, I think Maple, he is the guy to watch when you're looking at PSG Talon.
フェイカーさんもゾーリャが終わる直前の相手に TF の Q を重ねてフラッシュを打たせずにキル取ってました
You know, a veteran of multiple regions.
今のもプロの技か
multiple years in the LPL as well.
ちょっと指がずれたか
Has had his time at the top, and he's made it back to the World Championship once again. He's looking good, especially on this Nico. This feels like the pocket pick for him this year. As PSG, there is vision in the pit right now. Junja's going to clear that, but Woody just playing his own.
They just want to try and get the TP from Robo, and even they'll get the one out of Tinons as well. So unless they commit to,
I mean, with the Zaya, you can count it.
でもセジャーにもエンゲージ難しいですねこれは難しい
Stuck in the pit, half HP already.
エンゲージしたとしてもニーコとジャーバンのプレッシャーでイタダが前に出られませんよラカン EC ラカンのオルト陣形がまずいです LLL ラウドおメガダンがタリア倒しましたナイスいや惜しいなブラストコーンがチームを救いました救いましたけど
three members, can they hold against PSG
これ
talent?
シリアが死んではいけないナイスフラッシュ
On the cusp as Maple goes for another pop blossom. Seas with a
シリア
stopwatch,
さ
but it
ん
can only save you for so long. It only buys you so much time. PSG looking
あや
fantastic in this first game.
強い
Loud
PSG
push
強いです
1-0 down once again. They
いや
have
クレン
moments
ズ
of
一つじゃ
glory.
足りません
Time for them to come
ダ
back.
メージもでかすぎ
Banger of a game one. That was so
GG.
back and forth all over the place. You've got PSG.
ジュンジャさんは、中国でプレイしてました元 LTL の選手そしてメープルさんはいろんな地域でやってましたね中国でもやってたし NA でもやってたかな
Yeah, yeah.
かなりのベテランです非常にお上手な選手ですこの方も
We'll have to see exactly what the game plan is. Rel going to be picked up here.
全員お上手なんですけれどもあえてあげるならこの4名の方だと思いますファーストピックで2個を取って2手目にレル
Still means that chances are the Rakan is
エルはジャングルサポートフレックス性能が高い
There
で
we
す
go
な
to Kaiser. We'll be locked
そ
in
して
in the end.
万能チャンピオンカイサーあらゆるビルドにことができる
Can make it a bit more
脅
difficult
威
to pilot
アンプラル
Kaiser
ビル
during
ド
these team fights. Like you can't afford to use your killer
クイーン
instinct
ソ
too
ー
aggressively unless
ナッ
all
シャーの
everything
AT
that
ビルド
Kenneth is bringing to the table is already on cooldown.
あとは普通にクリティカルの AD ビルド構成に合わせていろいろ選ぶことができるでシビアを取りましたねシビアがレルの W をカウンターできるということなんでしょう
I am curious as to like what they want to go in the jungle because with the Jarvan gone, I'm not entirely sure what
エズリアルは出てきませんな
Yeah, that'll be the question.
エズリアルプッシュ力がなくて押し込まれちゃうと
Combo out.
苦しいですね
Is a sort of thing. I'm not
バ
really
ロンバフ
anticipating that,
ス
though,
ー
I
パ
will
ーミ
say.
ニオン
It's just
こ
gonna
う
be
い
the
ったも
Alistair
のを
bringing in
処理する能
very
力
good
が
into
非
the
常に
Rel,
低い
very
チャンピ
good
オンですから
alongside the Sivir just to play that bruiser.
押し込まれた時のエズリアルは
I'm
ちょっ
wondering
と
now if Ozzy
力を
ends
発
up
揮でき
picking
ま
up
せ
the
ん
Renekton here, or if they're like, hey, look, we kind of want to try and bait Roman
Arista.
into Renekton pick again. Had some moments in the last game, but if you've still got like Kennen and these
サイラス
kind
が
of
空いてますよ
available, I think you're going to be pretty happy to
Kennen.
go for that opportunity.
Or
ちょっと映像が乱
just
れて
say,
ま
look,
す
we're
な
going to go for the Kennen
どういうことですか、
anyway.
これは。
And if you pick Renekton, you're screwed. Adja just happy with that one. I mean, it got banned in the second rotation last time around. Just saying, look, we want the comfort, we want the team fight ability. Kennen's in a really great spot right now.
Yeah, Kennen's in a very strong spot after getting a couple of those buffs.
ケネン取りました先ですケネンですケネンというチャンピオン自体はかなりバフをされていてパワーがありますよ
I think it's jungle bans coming in. Maybe get rid of
Lee Sin
things
ban.
like the Vi, get rid of the well, the Nocturne's already gone, but like Lee Sin, yeah.
サイラスは出てこないかさすがに
He's going to be uncomfortable because you get first rotation here for Junja.
さすがに出
And
な
as
い
well,
か
don't forget, like Junja, he loves playing carries. Like big Nidalee player when he came over from the LPL, when he was playing an EDG. You've also got things like the Lilia that he's been bringing up a lot in his own.
アリスターが見えたら喜んでサイラスが出てくるんですけどああバンしましたねサイラスバンです
Certainly do. And Croc having a bit of a hard time in the early game, it has to be said. Junja certainly winning out that matchup. But this time,
大バン
like
で
you
し
say,
たか
Junja can't
バン
take
し
the
ました
job
ね
for himself. It's still possible that that Rel goes
アリ
towards
スターを
him.
出す時はサイラスをバンしなければいけないと
Also, we'll have to see what Croc
いう
is
の
going to
が
fall
お
back
約
to.
束ですから
Because, you know, things like the Poppy got banned away, the Nocturne got banned away. It does
Sejuani
feel
ban.
like quite a targeted draft towards the jungle. Because, I mean, that's 6 jungle bans currently.
And the other option that you kind of look at here is something like a Vi for Croc, but
Yeah.
yes, it kind of like sets up nicely for you to go like, hey, well, we want to
な
play
りま
close
す
range to Alistair, we want to play close range.
ダメージ受け
The
な
thing
い
is, it's like
そしてダメージも出せる
Kennen's
最強チャンピオンです
like they thrive on those short range opportunities and those short range carries. So you're kind of caught between a bit of a rock and a hard place. So you want a tank
セジャーに
early
サイラ
to
スの
set
並び
this
なら
up,
出せるく
but
ら
you
い
don't really have the options.
了解
It's going to be an interesting. I mean, things like the Viego fall short in the exact same way that you're discussing. Maybe Wukong. It's not really.
ビエ
I
ゴ
mean, he did get
popular
buffed
these
coming
days.
into
ビエゴも
this
人気
bus
チャンピオンです
into
ね
patch night,
かなり人気があり
2019,
ますこ
but
のチャ
I'm
ンピ
still
オン
not 100% sure. Viego going to be taken for Junja. I know that was kind of something you were talking about, Munch, was like maybe you end up taking that one if you want to go for Croc, but like, sorry, you're
勝
pointing
ってる
off
時
screen,
は
but I
凄
don't
まじ
know.
いパワー
It's
で
like,
す
I
ビエ
don't
ゴ
think
さん
the Viego is the best option. Yeah, I think it'll be the Vi, but you're kind of playing into the hands of PSG talent if you go for that.
イグリン
The
まさ
Evelyn
か
Ever. I do love an Evelyn. Ever since SOFM did some beautiful things in the world final
Hey.
with the
カジックス
Evelyn
キックし
versus
ましたよ
Rengar.
So the Kazakhs is going to be picked up. I'm kind of surprised. Kazakhs, you definitely want like opportunities to try and play in as an assassin in towards the backline, but it's so difficult when you look at like Rel.
カジクスこのパッチではナーフされた後だと思うけど、それでもキックします。そしてトップオラフ見せてますよ。チェネン対オラフ。マルファイト。チェネン相手に。マジか。
Useless in the later portions of the game.
I will say though, the setup on this loud comp
is insane.
Like Alistair and Malphite, the big beefy boys, just bouldering it.
チェネン相手にマルファイトやれるんですが。
Yeah, exactly.
連戦地獄でしょ。
A lot of AOE, and again, I think both teams kind of realizing, hey, whatever happened, the last game came down to team fights. A lot of this is
そしてナーフされた後のルブランですね。ソロ級の勝率は47%のルブラン。ニーコに対して出してきました。これトップレーン大丈夫なのか本当に。水星マルファイトでピザを投げると思うんですけれども、マルファイトが物理道具を積むとダメージが上がるチャンピオンなんですよ。そして物理防御がとても高くなるチャンピオンで、魔法防御の補正は一切持っていないので、AP チャンピオン対面にはなかなか出しにくいんですけど、ケネンに対してマルファイトを当ててきました。集団戦のウルト、これお互いどのように戦おうという考えでしょうか。これはですね、これはですね、レルをアリスターで弾きたいんだと思います。まずレルの W をアリスターの W でカウンターしていくと、そして何かあってもシビアのスペルシードで耐えられると。これ
at least Alistair having the advantage in the matchup in the support role will make it a little bit easier. But definitely this is going to be a case of can Croc get into Junja's face and kind of right the wrongs we saw in the last game, or is Croc just going to be phased out into a non-threat because of the way the composition operates?
マルファイト君はトップレーン頑張って耐えましょう。集団戦で頑張ろう。集団戦で複数人にウルトを決めるのを目指しましょう。あ、これアリスターリグゾーストじゃないですよ。ケネン相手にはリグゾーストを持たないといけないという法律があるんですけれども、持ってません。ダブルでケネンを弾き飛ばすということですか。それでリグゾーストがいらないということなんでしょうか。弾けばいいじゃないかと。普通はケネンが見えたらサポートがリグゾースト持ってくるんですけど、ケネン対策に。アリスターなら弾けばいいじゃないかと。そういうことでした。フラッシュが必要なんじゃないか。ギリギリ生き延びましたが、アリスター体力1ミリ。ポーションを使わずに生き残れるという判断。ウシ君素晴らしいです。相手に赤ワフ取られてしまったんですけど、らし方ないと。いや、これはトップレーンがケレンが圧倒的に有利ですから。
Phenomenal start, honestly, and off the back of a late invade as well. Really good stuff from PSG.
ヘラルドを取っていきたいです。PSG さんは。トップレーンが有利なマッチアップの時はヘラルドをその有利を生かして取っていきたい。そうすればヘラルドを使って別のレーンがまた楽になりますから、有利が広がっていきますよ。アリスターがレベル1でリコールさせられたのでボットレーンは何もできないんですね。いやー、苦しい連戦だ。苦しい。マルファイトをドラーシールド持ってきたいんですけど、ドラーシールド持ってくるとマナが足りないチャンピオンですから、ドランディングとポーション2つスタートですね。当然ルーンは水星と。
And if you go towards the bottom side, there were 2 red wards there for PSG still in that jungle. There's one of them's timed out now, one's still on the chickens.
トップレーンの CS が
Very, very difficult. Good start here from Junja, who, I mean, we
CS
talked before. He literally made Croc change his solo queue ID after the last time these guys met at MSI, and the matchup is feeling
これ
similar
結
so
局
far.
マルファイトもメレーチャンピオンなのでたわしさで CS を取るときにケレンのハラスを好き放題食らうんですよ。そしてディーゴンはトップにダイブしに来ました。い
Game number 1 is happening again.
やーこうなります。もうどうしようもない。
And I mean, it's bad to worse in the top lane. 7 CS versus
さすがにケレン相手にマルファイトはこうなっちゃいますから。
They're like, hey, look, what is Kha'Zix going to try and do? Well, he's going to try and go for Scuttle on this bottom side to answer. The pings were already there.
これ誰がプレイしてもこうなってますよ。
Where is Croc? We know he has to be in the bot side. Spot him on the Scuttle. So
結局序盤ウェーブに触れないのでケレンが必ずプッシュできてたわし下でハラスされて体力減ったところをジャングルにダンクしてダイブされると
Croc really can't steal away into these camps on the bottom side.
Yeah, Woody playing to just kind of guard that bottom segment.
ザシャイさん耐えられますか？マルファイトでケレン相手に
Combo from Maple there. Dashes away just in time to dodge Croc's damage. Nicely done in the mid lane. I'd say Maple is having a pretty great tournament so far.
Yeah, Maple's having a great tournament. The fact again that we got game 1
いやートップレーン
of his first series.
トップレーンカウンターアイテム買ってます。バンシーベルの素材です。これ魔法防御と AT が上がるのでマルファイトの週上げマルファイトの彗星ダメージをかなり軽減できます。
Junja now again on towards this bottom side. He's going to be in a position where he'll be able to probably look for a re. Oh well, maybe not with the reset coming through from Wacko, but could potentially look for the reinvade at times in towards enemy jungle off of the level advantage he's just barely about to have.
いやー苦しい苦しいマルファイト
That's the I'm about
当初ないですよ。
whereas you can see on Croc he doesn't have that basically a full level behind him.
かといってケレンにダンクさせるかというと難しい。
Big AD bruisers and carries in the top side against the Kennen. That passive not
いや
really
これ先出しじゃないですからね。後出しでこれですから。このキックはさすがにちょっと疑問がありますよ僕は。もうテレポートもないですから。
If it ends up in a position where they are actually able to follow, but again, now you've got Junja who's moving in towards his top side. He's going to get vision down again. Small little advances. Keep track of Croc and make sure this Kha'Zix.
もうちょっといいピックあったと思うけどな。おめでとうございますジレオさん。どうもワルファイトをケネに対して後出しして案の定ボコボコにされてます。 悲しいです。タワシスの CS が全部やってていきますよ。いやートップ無理だ。経験値も吸えない。
Problem is you're losing heavily on bot side though. Loud getting a big crash here. PSG realized that there isn't a Kha'Zix in the air, so they will be able to pick up the majority of this wave. Still losses on that bot side. Dragon should go
マッ
across.
チネンというチャンピオンが強いといえばそうなんですけれども。 マルファイトが苦しんでいる間にドラゴン獲得です。ナイス。マルファイト君。少ないお金をなけなしのお小遣い450円を払ってマジックマント購入しました。これで少し耐えられるはず。
PSG got these early leads for Aja on the cannon, but they weren't really able to play as effectively around Aja and being set up that tool to play through these advantages.
ドツリチャンピオンに対して無敵の性能を誇っているその代償に魔法チャンピオンに対して弱すぎる。厳しいですぞこれは。 これ別に勝てるタイミング来ないんですよ。ワルファイトさん。序盤苦しくても耐えてれば勝てるんだったらいいんですけど。
Wants to get a bit more damage.
勝てる
Junja's
タイ
coming
ミン
in
グが別
from
に来ない
behind,
と。
and the sigil of malice giving away which
い
one
や
was
素
the
晴らしい
real
ダンクです。
Nico.
でもウェーブプッシュ
Huge play
でき
from
たので
Junja Maple
悪くない
once again.
これは。
Really nice job, and that's exactly what you want to
失
see.
った CS がゼロですから。
There's just no
こ
way
の
out of
後
this
1
one.
ウェーブ
He
的に
has
プッ
his
シュ
flash, he has his ultimate.
あされ
One
ない
more
ですね
shuriken
ルブラ
to
ン
do
イ
the
コール
trick
です
though. A W would do the trick, and there it is. Flash.
マルファイトさ
The ult pressed just a second too late.
I mean, for Robo, he manages to try and use the ultimate, but Junja was
Maru
right there as well. He was
Fighter-san!
following up with an ult of his own, so I don't even know if Robo was going to get out of that one. This is where PSG talent, this is exactly what I wanted to see. You've got the advantage top, cool.
これが後出しマルファイトケネ相手に出したものの末路
You're getting the Rift Herald, but crucially, you can use this Rift
やっ
Herald
ぱ
on
り
the
ダメ
bottom
で
side
し
as
た
well to try and get some gold into the hands of Wacko. You don't want the... Oh, hang on. He kept the minions he did. But you don't want the...
いや
you don't want...
まあ何を出しても連戦はきついんですけどマルファイトよりはマシなタンクがいたはず
And it'll be Wacko and Root trying to push waves back and forth.
サイオンの方がまだマシかもしれないサイオン対ケネもちょっと無理なマッチアップではあるんですけどマルファイトよりは連戦のことだけ考えたらマシでしょ
The advantage is there for Adja. He can definitely just continue winning that
こ
one.
の2個デスしたんですけどウェーブは全部消したんですよ
Sigil Malice
最後に急で
beautifully done there
わあす
by the pair from PSG.
何も失ってませんいい子は
And I mean, this one.
タワープレートも失っていないナイス
This is just sad for Robo. It's like you're damned if you do
よしマルファイトもウェーブクリアしたナイス
If you don't try to push it.
走れマルファイト逃げるんだ
Ult out of here to then flash over the wall, but you can even see where Junja
あいやー今ウルド使いましたねマルファイト
gonna get out of that one with the ultimate and the
そうですねウルドクールダウン
I
に
think he was trying to get like a max range ult actually into the jungle.
い
So
や
he
な
was
ってないの
like
か
just going in that direction over
ギ
the
リギリ
wall,
使っ
but
てない判定か
you know, just too little too late. To be fair, I thought he was out of range of the shuriken as
ウ
well.
ルトで逃げようとしたんですけれども
Unfortunate for him,
無事かられました
you know, after such a great game number one as well. But now, like I said before, Junja, Herald in pocket. You
かわいそうな岩石がどこどこ歩いてましたよ
Woody, get them ahead, get them out of this laning phase, get that Kai'Sa to the
よ
tank
し
shredding machine that
マ
Amy
ーキュリ
Kai'Sa is.
ーマーキュリーブーツ変えてるこれで少し耐えられる
At least continue onto this bottom side of the map and play off the one lane state they have. You got a Wacko freezing one creep. He's only just taken it there in front of his tower to be like, cool. But now look at where the wave is. It's Wacko is safe. He can't really be shoved underneath his tower.
今ニーコの W でルブランのチェインをボディブロックさせようと思ったと思うんですけどナイストライです
Junja's moving in. That's a great ward. Just out of range of the control ward there in the river. But Junja now seen on a control ward anyway.
ジョバニードラゴン買ってたこともあってカレックスの CS がちょっと出遅れてます
It actually got them out of the harm's way. Like if Junja's already in that position, Root and Sayas haven't backed off, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. So it did end up paying dividends for them in the end.
マルファイトが涙を流しているのでカジックスだカジックスには助けに来ましたよめちゃくちゃ時間使ってますトップに絶対にダンク決めないといけない相手ヘラルドミッドに出してますからいやカジックスの時間が
Playing this super safe, Crop realizes he can't stay here forever.
あれまあ
So just back away.
Well, for Croc, I think it's worth just continue to invest in that top side. I would have preferred if he cleared his camp, then went to try to go for that play on top end, because you can't really contest Dragon right now.
トップの CS 差はまあ30ちょっとですか
Towards the backline here as well on the minimap, like you got several of them all over the backline, and you're going to be in a position where, in that bottom side jungle, where Aja happy with Flash to just go in towards one of those and immediately
こんばんはですクレアさんケネに対して後出しマルファイトを出した結果無事ボコボコにされてます WCS 見てますよ汚い忍者ケネ強すぎるやめてくれライオットこのチャンピオンスタンのクールダウンもっと長くしないとダメだ無限にスタンしてくるバトル開始カイサが一瞬でポジションを変えましたよウルドでこのウルトもなかなか強いですねカイサのフラッシュニーコ死亡 眺めてましたか？僕たちも眺めてますよ。
Wacko played that fight fantastically.
イラが TP してきたけど何もできず。
Reset the fight long enough for Aji to come in and immediately Louder taken out.
Robo's not taking a hit from Maple. I love how aggressive Maple is on this LeBlanc. No respect given whatsoever.
He's had a few years playing.
Yeah.
伊賀君、それは ADC の CS ですよ。
I mean, really nice stuff from PSG Talent again. This is kind of what we're talking about. This is why I wasn't the biggest fan of the Kazakhs as we start to come in, because you cop it in the replay here. So you get a great engage from Sales. Completely separated. Proc turns onto Wacko and was like,
マルファイトが涙流してますよ。
Where'd he go?
いや、カイサこれポジション。ここに変更できるの強いですよ。
Junja just barely managing to escape.
このカイサのウルト、パワー出てます。 カジクス囲まれて死亡。マルファイト君もやることありません。お、ルブランノーフラッシュ。倒しきれるか本当に。あいやー。ドリンク2つ持ってるんですよ。ルブランというチャンピオン。ラウドは苦しいですね。とても苦しい。
I wasn't sure how much Loud wanted to invest onto this top side, but I think at this stage, like, this is where from Loud, you kind of need to hard force every small opportunity you have, like, get your chip damage on the tower, because
マルファイトさん装備が全く進んでない。
and trying to control these side lanes is going to become more and more difficult.
得だったらもっと死んでるかも。
It's becoming difficult, it has to be said, for Loud. I mean, it's a 5,000 gold lead. The silver lining is A, it's a Cloud Soul, and B, they managed to
まあトップ
get that first
2100ゴールド差、2200ゴールド差。
I'm not gonna lie, our MasterCard lane economy snapshot is. I
ね、
think it's the first time where I've seen all 5 lanes in one cup.
これ結局サイドラインの1対1で勝てない
Things
と
could definitely be going better for Loud.
苦しいんですよ
And
この
again,
ゲー
this
ム。
isn't like the last hurrah for Loud. This is a case of, hey, you get your
対面してるだけでずっと相手がゴールド有利取っていきますから何もしない何もしてないのに勝手に負けていく。今もマルファイトが
2 levels up right now.
押し込めるレーンがない
Robo
と
just has no hope of a dream of contesting.
ちょっと苦しい。今もマルファイトがケネンと対面できなくてチームファイトでどうにかしようとミッド見てましたけれどもその間にボットレーンの CS 焼けてますからトップの CS 差40ですね。40
towards, if this game continues the way it's going, headed towards our second set of Worlds Qualification Series. This one actually qualified.
マルファイトが懸念を見つけに行きました。お、
Good flash from Aja there.
これは大きい。これは大きい。チェーンのフラッシュが当たりました。
Loud. They're like, hey, look, we know Junja's going to be on this top side. He's going to be ripped out. We need to
ド
start
ラ
making
ゴンまで
plays.
2分なので
We need to find opportunities to
次
get
のドラ
hits
ゴン
and
で
like, get something back for
ケーンの
ourselves.
フラッシュがない。
But Aja having flash there, that's not quite working out. 3 kills onto the cannon. Now you got Junja's looking for tin on the top side.
Top Blossom going to be used defensively here. Junja knows he can't dive that one, but I love the way that Junja does this. He was doing this right at the very start of the game, where it's like, look,
ゲー
Maple
ムと
just needs to crash this wave. I'm just going to kind of all in you, so you're forced away. There's no way you can contest this. And just put the solo lanes behind. He's doing it to Tinos, he was doing it to Robo earlier. It's just great play.
And it's just off the back of, hey, I'm about to reset anyway. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how much
ゴールド差がどんどん
damage you do,
広がってます。
So as you say, you get to crash that wave.
6000 ゴールド差。
Timer for Maple as well. He's uncontested on that push. And again, you're going to have, well, someone has to go and push out top side. Well, Aja has full control of the
マ
bot
ルファ
side.
イトはこれは
And
ジャッ
Junja's gonna
ク
pop that
ショ
down
ー
mid
で
lane.
した。
We can all collapse if we want to.
ジャッ
And
ク
if
ショ
enough
ー階
members of
層
Loud
に
don't
見え
show
ま
up,
す。
or we're just going to be able to take this fight with Aja and everyone coming in
懸
tow.
念
So
は
again,
ベル
this
ト
is PSG talent.
そしてバーシーベルの素材。
Yeah. And with a Viego, with a Rel as well, you're not going to be shy when it comes to diving. If they get out of position,
Maru White no flash
the
です。
chain still lands after the
ルー
flash.
トはある。
Robo
死にはしない
underneath。the tower with that ultimate
Nice.
available. PSG realized
マルファイトのフラッシュもなくなりました。
you don't necessarily want to dive there.
Merc thread value is still a thing here to a certain
Yeah.
extent for PSG talent. So you can see there, Robo not being CC'd as long thanks to tenacity means he's able to step away.
Good man.
Junja going to be able to hop out.
ジャングルも
But again,
CS
you
差
get control
40 近い
over
ですよ。
bot side. Aja's just pushed in top. I'd love to see Aja actually come
レ
down
ベル差
river
2
here to threaten
ジャン
the
グル
mid
のレ
lane.
ベル差が
As you
2
can see
あり
from
ます
PSG talent, they're trying to get control over
ド
this
ラゴン
jungle
40秒
to
これ
spot
ドラゴン
out
やれま
where
せん
Loud are so they can try and take this mid
ちょっ
lane
と
tower.
差が大きすぎる
We'll see if they can get that set up. Get the Herald down, use I was going to say the purple worm. It's not the
こ
purple
れ
worm.
ヘラルドもう一回出したらミッドタワー割れますよ。
It's going to be slapped down in the mid lane. Is it a turtle? Probably not. It's more of a crab, I guess. Lobster?
お、止められるかこのヘラルド。
Yeah, it's
牛くん頑張れ。
lobster at this point. As the
あ、止めた。
and it will not get
これ
the
は
shot.
とても大きい。このミッドタワーを守った価値は非常に大きい
I
です
mean,
よ。
that was just kind of silly. Again, like you.
ヘラルドは敵のタワーの近くで出せばタックルが確定するんですけど、こういう風に遠くで出すとタックルのモーションが始まればヘラルド君 CC 食らいませんから、こうやってタワーから遠い場所でヘラルドを出すとアリスターの W とか中で突進をキャンセルさせられてしまいます。
versus whatever is happening right now for that.
Yeah, not really hitting the tower.
いや、このヘラルド止めたのはかなり大きい。
Trying to deny some CS, trying to close
ミ
the
ッドレーンの
gap
タワーがな
in
くな
CS
ると
between the
視
two
界
top
が
laners.
かなり失われますから、
Managed to get some help for Robo there.
タワー君も視界を取ってくれる大切なオブジェクティブですから、
You are Malphite.
Yeah, so that'll help him get towards that stage. Sales is going to spot Junja. He'll be able to walk away though. Jumps into the mist and slides out to safety.
Yeah, still though, like I think there's opportunities for Loud to push their advantages more, and I don't mean like advantages in like they are clearly behind, but it's like, if you see PSG talent going for a cross map on bot side,
仮面
mid
なん
for
だ。
the tower. Like Aja's not really going to be able to take it. If he walks up, you have a Malphite ultimate that immediately sends him to the shadow realm.
ケネンがプッシュした後、
But they're trying to play too heavily for
川に
the
来る
pick
ことを予
versus the
測して
actual
いま
objective
した。
that
これ
could
は
just guarantee them gold.
Maple is in a really hot. Oh no! Aja doesn't even need to flash.
ナイストライということ
Robo
で、
obviously thought he was still recalling. Great reactions from Aja. Dodges away from the ultimate.
まあナイストライ。
Tough game on the Malphite here. And I thought Maple was in trouble because, you know, you had Croc and Robo above him, the rest of the team below him.
何かやる
But
しかない
they
ので、
obviously didn't have vision of where Maple was.
何かやっ
If
て
they'd gone for a collapse on
キル
Maple,
取れれ
they could have
ば美味しいし、取れなかったら
And
まあ
this
しょ
game
うが
is
ないな
already
と。
getting completely out of control.
負けてる時こそいろいろやらないといけないと思います。
Aja's massive. You're looking at a Wacko who's about to pick up his second item as well. Yes, the Rift Tower does make it a little bit easier for them to hold on to mid tower, but that's not going to last long as Aja.
いや、この育ちきったケネンの対面対戦ですよ。 ワルファイトさん、このケネンの相手してください。
Doesn't have the damage to finish. Oh, Root with a good spell shield there protects his jungler. Maple hunting on the side, but I don't think he'll find anyone.
I think that was the most alert cow I've ever seen as well. Sales just like, where the hell is this Maple coming from? There is a LeBlanc in the area and there's a very low bug, but able to back away from that one. But again, you can see the desperation. Croc launching himself in because they want to hold on to this mid lane tower, but it's so difficult. Just the minions alone and one auto from Jungle to take that one down. And now you're losing control of your bot side jungle. You're going to lose already control of your top side. You can see already how hard that is for Loud to hold on to any sort of vision on that top end of the map. And it's just going to continue.
いや、これケネンがバーシーベールの素材を買ってますから、AP チャンピオンに対してかなり強いですよ。そしてマルファイトも2位かも AP チャンピオン。
You know, he's laning against the Malphite. You just get to poke endlessly. But when it comes to those team fights, the through
マルファイト W が一応ごついダメージではありますけれども、どうせ W を食らう位置にはいかないので、
the tier 2 he bought earlier on.
あと20分耐えますか。耐えられるかな。20分ってすごい長いですよ、このゲーム。
PSG are just setting up the vision around this Baron, and they have a ton
い
of
や、誰も
Baron.
ケネンの対面に行けません。
Wacko has a ton of Baron damage. Maple not so
ケ
much.
ネンのスプリットプッシュ止められる人がいませんよ。
The opportunities. Oh, hang on. For them to.
Junja could be in trouble here. It's the clone from Tinones. It's not the real one. But Junja backs away, has the red buff.
But yeah, the opportunities for PSG talent to like rush down a Baron aren't really there, because if you put yourself into a pit, that's where Loud can actually try and play off of the ultimate from Malphite, Tinones coming in, Sales having the CC, so they need to find picks and plays before they can try and rush down the Baron.
And I feel like we're really seeing the patient slow gaming that we were talking about before the series began, where they've got the lead, they know they've got the lead. Don't overdo it. They're just trying to play, and they're doing a great job tracking Croc. I can't remember seeing a single time where Croc has had the drop on someone to get that big Kha'Zix burst off. Oh no.
それしかないんですけども、相手もそれ分かってるんですよ。カジックス蒸発。
well. No, flashes under the tower, but Maple's with him, rooted under the tower.
お、ルブランが CC で固まってやられましたよ。
Kill onto Maple, TP in.
マルファイトいけ。あ。
He made it look like a bot in that one, immediately taken out as he comes underneath the tower.
マルファイトくん。
Picking up the kill. We said they needed the pitch before the Baron. Well, here you go. There's your Baron.
マルファイトさん TP しただけで何もできず。何もできずやられました。ウルトも打てなかった。
And Croc regretted that decision. My goodness.
He's just gone.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do.
カジクス、この最強の懸念のダメージに耐えられるわけなし。
Robo TP's in way.
マルファイトいっちゃえ。ほら。
Zero follow up at this stage.
石頭。
Even if he does get a decent ultimate there for Robo, so.
硬いのは物理に対してだけなんですよ。
And now PSG talent.
魔法ダメージに何もできず。
10,000 gold lead at 23 minutes. This one's.
It's absolutely brutal to witness, and it's heartbreaking for Loud as well. Like, they got knocked out of MSI by PSG. It was a 2-0 then,
無理だ。
and it's looking like a 2-0 now unless some kind of
誰かこ
miracle
こから
can
勝てる
occur.
方法
PSG with Baron in pocket. They've already got 2 Drakes looking for a third here.
教えてくれ。
They're going to be forced away, and I love how aggressive they are, but in a non-committal way, right? Just forcing them away, not fully committing to a fight just yet, but making sure Loud know this is not their jungle anymore. Wait, Tinones? Whew, I didn't even realize he was a minion, but PSG did.
I mean, that's the thing though.
カジクスウルトなくなりました。
pressure the entire time. They push in top.
その間にミッドがフリーと。
They group in, get their vision established, and then re-push the waves again, so they can clearly work on the towers without having to worry about Loud putting them off from different places.
PSG 強いです。強い。
Exactly the way PSG taught to play this.
強いチームこうやってじわじわと勝っていきますよ。
Which means that realistically Loud are just going to be stuck in their own base with the third dragon up available for PSG talent to take now. They've got so many opportunities for picks. Like if you overextend pretty much as anyone apart from Robo, you just die to Maple or Raji at this point.
でもグループステージに行ったらすごいチームがたくさんいますよ。 伊賀くん、もう生きてきてない。
Kind of reminds
0-3-0
you of Junja. He was the sub on the EDG roster that won the World Championship. Corgi was the assistant coach at the time, now head coach of this team.
牛くん、
Look at a headbutt.
うまいぞ牛くん、逃走経路。
Wacko, sorry, just following him over.
セー
Corgi
フ。
goes wide. Seos gets out with his life.
I mean, I think Sale's pretty happy that the blue buff tanked some of those void missiles because that was not going to be a pretty one. If he ended up getting tanked well, but again, this is what you're talking about, right? PSG talent, the pedigree that they have in this roster, they know how to get leads. Now, we have seen some shakiness from them. They're going to be put down to nerves, going to be put down to some other stuff maybe when you look at them coming into. But this is kind of the PSG talent that a lot of people expect to see coming into
残念ですけれども、
and why they were the favorite.
お二人ともいらっしゃいません、今年。
You know, one thing I really want to see, Dagda, you know, you see the Nico interaction where they send the clone and it recalls and they get vision for ages. I want to see someone send the clone the wrong direction, run forwards, recall and get a big pop bottom like this. 素晴らしいゲージですよ。 That's a pick onto
あ、
Woody.
アリスター治療開始。
Showing that they're not out of
悪
this
く
one
なし、
just
シャッ
yet.
トダウンではないので。
Maple jumps in
いや、ルブランの素晴らしい。
Immediately,
ルブラン、
he's just
ダブル
wagging
ウ
the
ルトで
finger. No, 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 no.
かなり
That's
長
not
距
how
離
this
とリ
one's
ンク
gonna
で
go
きま
down.
すから。
Gets the kill back, but still Loud. They do shut down the pressure on the
ル
top
ブランが
side.
に
They
この
get
キ
to
ル
hold
回
off
収
that
と。
outer turret, and it was just a little bit of over-aggression coming through from PSG, not checking exactly where Tinones was going to be. So nicely done here, and we get to see it just not
ニコがうまくやりました。これわかんないよな。 ずーっとミニオンに対して意識を向けていないといけない。これはわからない。だってシーズン13で初めてですよ。初めてでしょう、ミニオンに変身するチャンピオンは。今までのロルの人生でこんなチャンピオンがいたことがないので、ミニオンに敵なチャンピオンが潜んでいるかもしれないというのを覚えているのが大変です。
Especially when I don't really think PSG talent are going to take a lot of team fights. It's going to be more a case of what we're seeing at the moment, right? Maple pushing on top, Azure trying to bot side, Wacko pushing in mid.
ライオントさん、カウンタープレーが存在しないものは少しずつ消していくとおっしゃってましたよね。これがカウンタープレーが存在するという認識なんですか？
forget rotations, he just wants a 1v1 with Robo right now, but Malphite's hard to get on.
ワルファイトのフラッシュあるいったカイサのフラッシュだけどウルトで離脱されてしまう。最強のケネンさん無事最強です。
But it's over for Loud. That might just be the straw that breaks the camel's back or the Alistair's back in this situation. PSG Talon. They're showing that they've got claws.
And they managed to get the turnaround kill. The cow, the trader, brings it back as that dive underneath the tower for Junja. They're just waiting on waves.
AP チャンピオンにマルファイトを後出ししたものの末路。耐えられるわけなし。
Maybe even crack open the top side of the map or top inhibitor, but no, it looks like they're just gonna go for reset. Baron in 45 seconds.
なんで後出ししたんだろう。それだけちょっとプロの意見も聞いてみたい。冷静成立しないと思うけどな。マルファイト対ケネンなんて。
Look at the setup. Even with Croc trying to hop out, he goes down. Wacko's able to make his way back in, and then the follow up from Maple here. The CC down Sales. And watch Junja. He gets the kill.
なんで出したんだ。特別相手の突撃ダメージが濃い構成でもないのに。ビエゴとカイサしかいませんから。まあウルトのパワーはありますけれども。その前にこのゲーム14分間レーニングしないといけないルールがあるので。牛くん。
all of his cooldowns, so then no way out when Aja jumps in. Rock getting a bit of damage down. Oh no, they could be in serious trouble. Wacko straight into the backside of the plane. As well. Robo though wants to gets over to the rest of his team and actually gets away with it. Wacko crazy.
This team's Kaisa versus the enemy team's Kaisa right now.
これバロンやっておしまいでしょ。バロンやってミニオン持ち込んで終わりです。
And then managed to step away. PSG Talon, they know they have control. Baron started as a two-man with Wacko and Junja, while the rest of them are positioning themselves for Dragon Soul as well. What a play!
15,000.
It feels so good to see PSG firing on all cylinders like this as well, because they came in as a favorite for play-ins. Like I don't think anyone's under any illusions there.
これカイサはガーディアンエンジェルを購入するでしょうね。この BF ソードとストックウォッチ。ガーディアンエンジェルの素材です。マルファイトさん、ボツリーチャンピオンが多い時は本当に強いんですけど、そうじゃない構成だと難しいですよ。そろそろマルファイトの魔法ボートバージョンのチャンピオン推しですね。エオとサイツですか。ラムスの魔法ボートバージョンも推しですよ。ライオットくん。
Yeah, I think they're kind of happy to see a 0-4 Kazakhs, but I know that Loud, a lot of the Brazilian fans are not going to be. Again, they will end up going up the being put down into the losers bracket, which means they will end up facing off against the winner of
確かにガリオの
whereas PSG Talon locked themselves
W のシールドの時間回復されるバフを受けましたから。ガリオくんですか。
Absolutely one shot in.
カジックスが飛びたかったんですけど一瞬でやられました。悲しいです。レベル14のカジックスが17のオルグラに勝てるわけなし。ウシ君、レレに対してフラッシュインしたけどレルは硬いんですわ。記念のバーシレル剥がしたいけれども剥がれません。いやー、誰かロブランドの
Ricochet actually ended up taking him out of the back line as he went back, so now a little bit more of an even one. Root, what can you do? He's trying his damnedest.
レルの素晴らしいフラッシング決まり。セレンダー、ウルトで。クリアならばさん、どうも、パスワードと ID はまだ変更できてません。GG。PSG がラウドを2-0で倒 し無事勝利と。皆さん懸念相手にまるファイトの後だしやめましょう。
Absolute.
こうなってしまいます。
Confidence on that cat. Literally took a shot.